too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
Call the dogs off.
Happy Monday, Nasties. How you doing? Welcome to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Of course, presenting sponsor is Play Alberta. We're coming to you live from the William Huff Studios. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish with you today. Lots to get to. Of course, the Oilers coming off a 4-2 win last night over the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll get to that as well. We'll head to Buffalo, talk some Sabres. They're hot. What a game yesterday. 8-7, tons of fights. And we'll get a good idea of what's going on in Saberland there with Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report. And then at 2:20, our good buddy Tim Rainey, F1 Week 1. Did not disappoint, unless you had Oscar Piastri in fantasy. It was a fun race. Fun races all weekend in Indy and NASCAR and all that. So our good buddy Tim Rainey will join us as well. Highlights, lowlights as well, and all over the NHL, like we always do. Hit us up on the River Cree box, 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. Let's get to 100 on this wonderful Monday. I'm Hernan Salas. He is Joaquin Gage. Joaquin, overall, how was the weekend?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah. Good race. That was awesome. Oilers, put themselves in a good position.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. That pizza's spicy. They closed the gap on the Vegas Golden Knights, which is good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get any easier for them tomorrow night in Colorado here. So it'll be a good test.
Oh, 100%. We'll get to the game and all that fun stuff as well. Our guy Koob, how was your weekend, my friend?
It was solid. Quite the eventful weekend. Went to Beer Fest Saturday with some boys, and just chilled on Sunday. Played some beer league hockey. It was a good time, and a good time watching the Oilers as well.
What about Friday?
Friday was pretty good. I had my shift here, and then I went to dinner. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh, we had a date.
He had a date.
Yeah.
You went for wings.
Well, we're planning on going for wings. I didn't think that was the best. Yeah, to get saucy hot wings. Yeah. Went to local. It was a good spot.
Oh, yeah.
Good time there. Enjoyed those festivities, and then had a nice chill Friday night.
Nice. Wow. So you don't have to answer because it's your personal life.
You put me on the spot.
Is there a day number 2 coming up?
Yes.
No.
I think so. I'm pretty sure, but
look at Casanova over here.
That's what Ernest said.
Oh boy, good for you, Coop.
Got to play it slow though.
Yeah. Oh well.
No, you just play it how it plays out, man. You like it, you go after it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it,
don't do the cool guy thing.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's high school stuff. Yeah. Awesome. Good for you, Coop. Happy for you. How was Beer Fest? How many beers you consume?
I lost track. I started bartering towards the end there.
Did you go to Beer Fest with the date?
No.
Oh.
No. She was around though. She was there.
Was she?
Yeah. So
cool.
Ran into her and just hung out with my friends. I don't know. It was a great time. That was the first time I've been to Beer Fest. Ran into a nasty as well. I believe his name was Adam.
Oh, nice.
He was very nice. He saw me with the EST hat. He's like, "You work for EST, right? You're the Coob." I'm like, "Yeah, that is me." So that was pretty
too bad
cool.
The girl wasn't with you when that. Was the girl with you when that happened?
No, but I told my buddy, and he was like, "Dude, I could be a wingman for you, bro. I could walk in from around the corner."
Then
Are
she'll
you?
see if it works out, then she sees you don't want that.
I know.
That would have. That's too bad.
Next time.
Do you have a best beer you tried on Saturday?
There was, I think it was 948 Brewing from Airdrie. Some variation of numbers. It was 3 numerals.
Yeah.
But I think it was 948. They had a dill pickle beer, and it was the first one
really?
I tried. It was really good. And they're like, have you tried beer in Clamato? And I was like, I've dabbled. And they poured some of the Clamato in it. It was really good, actually. Then I came back around. There was a lemonade one. Some soju was good, but probably the dill pickle beer would actually.
You like the deal? Like I tried one a while ago. It was terrible.
Yeah, I don't.
But it was interesting. But I don't think they got it right. Like it was because I like the taste of dill pickle, but in a beer it's tough.
It was very refreshing.
Because I know in a
surprisingly.
Caesar, some people put dill pickle
Yeah,
juice.
well, they put-
pickle juice.
yeah.
Yeah. And I like that. I just don't know if I'd like it in a beer. Because I like beer and Clamato too. I love it.
Oh, I'm sure you would have liked that one then because it wasn't too strong. Like the pickle taste was there, but it was a nice, refreshing taste.
I haven't been to I think I've only been to Beer Fest once in my life.
I think I went twice. Once it was at the Shaw, and the other one was actually at the Agricom, I think, or the Expo Center.
Yeah. I think that's where I went.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, one was at the Shaw. The one at the Shaw was better, I felt. It was just closer.
Yeah.
You know? But the only problem with Beer Fest is they'd only give you that little itty bitty beer thing.
Yeah,
That's what sucks about it.
Well, a
it's
couple of them they topped them off. Right up to the brim. It was really good. So I came back for seconds. But when you start bartering, you get more bang for your buck. Yeah, I only got 2 tickets for one sample, but I got 2 other buddies with me.
But it's like Wine Fest. Like it's funny because you find the port, like you go to the company or whatever, and some give you a nice port.
Oh, I know.
So then you go back to them.
There's it's always good to know someone that's pouring too. Like usually I would see someone that I knew or someone I know is there. So that was, I could always go back there to get a refresher if I really needed to.
Yeah. Some advice for your dates says don't talk about kids and shared bank accounts until date 3.
I was saving that for date number 2. That was the first thing I had planned. Yeah.
That's
You should just go full non-disclosure agreement. We can't talk about anything that we're doing here.
Can't be seen out here.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I would highly recommend though Beer Fest. I knew a couple people though, so
I'll be honest, I didn't even know it was going on.
I saw ads like a while ago, and I thought, that would be fun to go to, but then just completely spaced. It's fun because there's so many different. I mean, there's so many good beers around here, right? So.
With the craft game, right?
Well, I remember the first time I tried, there was a guy selling and it's a local company. They've done the beer of the week, the mead, like the honey mead, the meadito is what they had. That one was really, really good. Yeah, they had some really interesting ones that completely different taste, right?
And it's not just beer too. There was wines. Like there's meaderies there as well.
What Wine Fest? They have everything. Like if people don't like wine, like you can have beers, you can have ciders.
Yeah,
they have the tequila and all.
I don't know why
So
they just
do
don't have it
options.
like every weekend.
Yeah,
it'd be packed.
it'd be a killing. Yeah.
Because that market just off of 91st there, South Side, 91st, and I want to say, what is that? I don't know, 91st Street Market, whatever. They they have some beers in there like that you can have and stuff. I like going to the markets and being
Bountiful Farmers Market.
Yeah,
Is that
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good.
Did you hear?
Love that place.
Do you know in Sherwood Park they like a couple of years ago during COVID they opened the Loca Market?
Yeah,
They're closing.
I know they shut down.
That's
Saw
crazy.
that. Yeah,
It's not enough people, I guess.
yeah,
Man,
that sucks.
yeah, it does. It looked like I only saw pictures. I never actually went, but
That's the big market right in this. The whole thing's shut down.
they're shutting everything down.
Wow,
Yeah.
because they had a really cool pizza place, I guess, that I
Yeah.
wanted to try.
Yeah, because they had a few restaurants.
Restaurants
and
in there, yeah.
I heard it was expensive though.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. I saw that come down the good old Twitter machine there, and Doug Dad says it closes on Thursday. That
Yeah.
was quick.
That was. When did it open? I remember Cass talking about it. I think he did one of his pizza reviews there too.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I think they opened during COVID.
Did they?
Yeah, around. I want to say 2021. Yeah.
It's a tough time to open a restaurant
Well, yeah.
and a market.
They're closing both locations.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's done.
That's tough.
It's funny when you go into places and you still see the arrows on the floor because they've just stuck. They can't even scrape them off.
Oh, I was a stickler for the arrows.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the GF would be like, "Who cares?" I was like, "There's
That
arrows
was-
for a reason."
Such a rule follower. You'd get to the next aisle and you were going to go down. You saw the arrow. Oh,
Yeah,
you had to go all the way down. And, yeah. And then you'd look and then sneak down. So rebellious.
Because some people would give you the stink eye, right? If you didn't follow it.
I just put my mask over my eyes.
All right, Joaquin. The Oilers kicked off their road trip. They pick up a 4-2 win. They get some depth scoring. They get some defensive play. I don't know if you're going to agree with me, but can I just start here? I thought Vegas looked bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought their first period was good. I thought they pushed a little in the second. Oilers took it over in the third, I felt. But I thought they had some physical play in the start. Like they were grinding. They were funneling pucks to the net. Like they have that play where there's two guys there all the time and they're just... they looked like a team that's on the cusp of getting it back together. That's
just
how
breaking out.
Yeah. Because they're playing the right way, I thought. And without two fortunate bounces, and you create your own bounces in hockey, I realize that. But if that offside goal goes in, and that's Rasmus Anderson's stick doesn't break, who knows what happens in that game?
That's a good point. Yeah.
So, but the Oilers they were grinding, but I did feel that that Vegas was kind of playing the right way. I just felt like they were physical, they were finishing checks on both sides. And remember when we talked to Bruce Boudreau a couple weeks ago, and he said what kind of game the Oilers need to have because they were really in a funk there, was kind of that type of game where, although it wasn't 2-1, it was physical. You got there was a way more focus on playing hard defensively, which is drastically needed, and you got some timely goals from guys not wearing 97 or 29, right? So
that's the big one, yeah.
And Connor Ingram was solid again, really solid again.
The goal that was disallowed was a bad goal, though. So he got
it's terrible. Yeah. But it's. I was talking to Reed about it. Like I've let in goals like that, and it's weird because it's you're not in good position because you really don't think the guy's going to shoot from there. First of all, but then he shoots it, and it's like right along the ice, and you're just I'll just put this thing in the corner, and you basically shelf it on, like you go shelf on yourself. Like it's the angle of your stick, the puck hits it, goes up underneath your arm shelf. Like you couldn't do that again if you tried. Like it would be so hard to replicate that exact. A guy could shoot at the same thing, but just the angle of where you have it and stuff. Yeah, terrible goal. But even after that, the way he composed himself, sometimes that can affect you. You let in a bad one, even though it wasn't allowed, then you're kind of, I'm lucky. I'm so lucky. But Connor Ingram moved right past it and was solid the rest of the night. And man, they had to get Jack Eichel to send a laser beam to get it close again. Yeah.
It was, I thought Rasmus Anderson struggled for them.
He's been struggling. Like from the broadcast and what they're saying, he hasn't really fit.
He hasn't been very good.
That's funny. No, not funny, but it's sometimes there's just not good fits, right?
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work. Look at Mangiapane. He's a good player. We all know it. We've seen it, and it just didn't fit here. You look at Nicholas Raw in Toronto, it didn't work. So just quickly, I want to go to Friday's game. Carolina's they're regular season darlings.
Yeah.
They're just solid. In that game, they got close at times, but they always knew when to take it an extra step. They defend well. Slavin's just unbelievable. Yeah.
It's funny because they all play the exact same way. They're all just hard-nosed, grind. But I do think Aho's a fantastic hockey player, right? Mm-hmm. But I kind of have to agree. They just – do they need a game breaker? Because, Seth Jarvis is really good, too. That Stankoven is – I like him as a player. Do they need a superstar? Do they need a superstar, or can they win by committee? Because they're a great team.
Yeah, because if you say I need one goal, who are you looking at on that team?
It'd probably be Jarvis right now.
Yeah, or Aho. It's one or the other. Yeah, but they don't have. Don't get me wrong; these players are awesome. They're stars, but they're not at the level of Leon and McDavid.
They're right on the edge of superstardom, but they are stars in the NHL, right? But again, to win a Stanley Cup, it's the best team, not the best player. So it's interesting to me that last year when did you watch any of that series last year with them in Florida?
No,
Do you remember it all? Like Florida just slapped him around.
Yeah, it wasn't
Like it wasn't even like I was shocked. And maybe that's because of the 82 game schedule where the standards of Brendamore are so high on playing a certain way that they just got nothing left.
Yeah. That's a good point. That was a good point. That was a fun game too. It was very, I know Oiler fans were very frustrated with that outcome. Tristan Jarry wasn't very good in it. But yesterday, Ingram makes 24 saves. He just looks steady and calm there. It's like the team believes in him. Like, don't worry, he's got us. Like, there's just something about him in net that is.
There's no rebounds, man.
Yeah. Bodes well for the team. Nurse led all D-men in time on ice. The fourth line, even though Szymanski and Doc got limited, man, I like that line.
I noticed them.
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
And I noticed them every time they were out there.
Mucking it up. Even when they scored, when Frederick scored, you can see Doc still chirping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love that.
Why? It's puzzling that they only got 5 minutes. Like it's not like they got hemmed in or anything like that. I was quite surprised, even when it got to the 2-1 lead that and I know there was a power play in there, but I was quite surprised that Nabla didn't get things rolling for everybody to take part in that win, to take it all the way home. Maybe there's a little bit added pressure, I get it, but the way that the Oilers were playing and the way that fourth line was playing, I don't see why you couldn't have played them a bit more, especially in the third.
He should, absolutely. And Penner's Pancakes says Ingram also did make a key timely save on the Barbashev breakaway. Yeah, that's
unreal save, yeah.
Because it went, and you saw Barbashev was pissed because he thought he had him.
Yeah. But just a slight little, like his movements are so controlled too, right?
Yeah, there's something there definitely with Connor Ingram. For me, he's the number one right now. We'll continue to break down the game. There's two players I want to talk about. We'll get to one highlight, one low light from last night. It's going to be really quick. And at 140, Joe Yerdon, we got to get a vibe check in Buffalo. That city must be going crazy. The game last night was 8-7, tons of fights. Just what an atmosphere. The Buffalo Sabres are back, and they're first in the Atlantic, Joaquin. In November, I don't think any of us sitting here would have said something like that.
We were saying, how can they not make the playoffs again?
Yeah.
Now they're right after the GM change, hey?
Does Kevin Adams deserve praise? This is his team.
I don't know if that's tough because they just took off right when he left.
He's probably sitting there like, shucks. Hey, quickly. So our parlay on Friday, we hit 2 out of 3, but it was voided. So everybody got their money back because Piastri did not.
Oh.
So shout out to Play Alberta for that. In terms of our new Edmonton Sports Talk hats, the really nice white and blue ones, we only have 3 left.
Oh, my God.
3 left. So if you want to get in on that, you know what to do. And, of course, we got tons of news coming from the NFL. We're going to talk F1. So much to cover still here on EST Afternoons. And, of course, the Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Unified MMA U68 on Friday, March 27th. The event opens at 7 o'clock. Tickets are on sale. Just go to River Cree Ticketmaster box office, and the tickets are starting at $89 at $25. That's Unified MMA U68 on March 27th. On the other side of the break, more on the Oilers and some highlights, lowlights for you as well. Slam that thumbs up. Hit us up, Nasty Chat, and the River Cree Inbox. Here's Coop.
Handful of games in the NHL, including Ottawa visiting Vancouver for the nightcap. Jake Sanderson out week to week for the Senators. Upper body injury for him. He suffered that one on Saturday against the Kraken. And from Florida, Brad Marchand is out multiple weeks with a lower body issue and may require surgery. He last played March 6th. Down south, ESPN reporting multiple signings in the NFL. Mike Evans expected to join the 49ers on a 3-year deal worth over $16 million. Elsewhere, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker Jr. has reportedly reached a 3-year agreement with the Chiefs worth up to $43 million. Also, according to ESPN, the Colts have reached an agreement with Alec Pierce on a 4-year contract. $116 million for him. Meanwhile, the Colts are shipping Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers for a late-round pick in this year's draft. AP sources say to the NBA, Denver meets OKC. The Jazz and Warriors battle while the Clippers and Knicks hit the deck to round out today's schedule. In the World Baseball Classic, 2 games are live, including Colombia and Panama. Bottom 9th, Colombia leading 4-3. Canada challenging Puerto Rico tomorrow when they return to play. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. The Oilers conversation continues following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Darren Dreger.
Edmonton had interest in Nick Waugh, and the package that ended up going to the Chicago Blackhawks, Mangiapane the first, all of that. The critics of Tree Living in Toronto were like, well, why didn't you get involved in that? Well, there were discussions, there was interest. The problem is that Stan Moman rightly had Jason Dickinson higher up his list of wanted players than Nicholas Waugh.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, but really May brings you...
Mom, I'm home from university.
Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Affordable, convenient, and Canadian storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free, plus students save 10% on continued rental. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on this Monday. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish with you. Oilers back at it tomorrow. 8 o'clock game down in Colorado. Should be an absolute beauty of a game. Well, that's what we're hoping for. How about that wind yesterday, boys? Oh, even YouTube Trev admitted it was windy.
I'm surprised he didn't get blown away like he did back when he was a child. He's only 5'6".
I know. He says he's 6 feet. No, 5'11". Is he 5'11"?
No
There's
chance.
no way.
Maybe 5'10" and a half on a good day.
Trev could live in the Shire. Okay.
That was a big debate today, though. Who's the tallest person? Obviously, it's Dusty here. I think I'm the second tallest person at EST.
Yeah, you're pretty tall.
You're tall.
But Gage is over 6 feet, too. So is Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some tall dudes here. And we got some little dudes.
We can throw down.
Let's see here. I'm just waiting for the link, and Koob has sent it to me. I want to talk about Matthew Savoy, man. He's really coming into his own, Joaquin? And when you look at it, I'm going to ask Joe about this, too, because everybody's talking about how good of a season Ryan McLeod is having. Mm-hmm. But this is one of those trades where I think it's working out for both teams. Both guys are excelling.
Yeah. They were the Sabres filled a need that they needed. Oilers needed to get younger. McLeod was, I think, well, there's still a lot of upside with Savoy too, right? Mm-hmm. McLeod was such a good transporter of the puck through the neutral zone. Like, how many times did you watch him and go, well, that's not McDavid?
Yeah.
You know, he was that, but then you'd get the pull-ups, and he would have, sometimes he would have 3 or 4 times he could just have gone straight to the net and pulled up, and it would drive you crazy. But it looks like, I don't know, I haven't watched tons of Buffalo games, but it looks like he's kind of figured it out.
Yeah, good for him. I think 45 points. He's playing in a lot of important situations. But Savoy, I mean, for his first year in the NHL, you saw McDavid pat him yesterday. Like, the captain doing that, you're doing something right. He made some incredible defensive plays. He's seen the ice so well offensively. I think both teams did really well with that trade. Something you don't see a lot. Usually there's a winner and a loser. I think both teams won here. I truly do. I think Savoy's really coming into his own. They switched him from the second line for Podkolzin to the third. I don't mind that. Those guys can go back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect it too much, right,
No.
Joaquin?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah, so hit us up on the River Korean box, 780-218-9999. Nasty Chat, slam that thumbs up. All right, Joaquin, we'll start with the bad here. And you know what's funny? Because it's 3-1, and Vegas gets a late power play. And the guys on the broadcast, on the TV broadcast, are like, you got to be careful. And I was like, there's no way they're scoring shorthanded on these guys.
Okay, so before we get to this, and I talked about it yesterday, I thought, it's a 3-1 hockey game. You got a power play. Game's almost over. You don't need another goal. Would another goal seal it? I get it. I understand it. There's a reason to still push.
Yeah.
But why does the first unit again just stay out there for the full 2 minutes? You know, there was an ample opportunity to get out there against penalty killers coming back down the ice, and hopefully you just can, because the play that we're going to see is a result of guys being tired.
Yeah.
Right? Once you get tired, you start making mental mistakes. You don't have enough juice in the tank, especially when you're on the power play. This is where I would have liked to have seen new personnel in this type of scenario. Put 2 out there and with a focus on, you know what, let's go for a goal if we can. But we are going to play responsibly and play on the defensive side of the puck and not take chances. And look, again, it's without those 2 breaks, this is a tie hockey game.
Yeah. So okay, so because it's interesting, because yesterday when they got the power play, the Edmonton Oilers, in my head I had a headache and I was laying on the couch and I was like, I want him to be aggressive. So you're okay with that, but maybe, are you saying more substitute the first unit so they're not so damn tired, or go with 2 defensemen?
But even certain instances on the power play, if it making sure that no toe drags last guy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have nothing, it's put back in deep. Like go, but try to score, and they did.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought there was a couple instances where they were trying to thread the needle, and there was guys low and. There was the opportunity for an odd man break back the other way because Bush is the only guy there, right? And you had 4 guys deep. I'm just like, you know what? Here's where maybe that whatever off the like weak side winger that's there maybe backs off a little bit and acts as a high guy just as a safety valve if the puck does come loose and it's a 2-on-1, because that's not what you want to give up. But yeah, just play the clock, play the game.
Yeah, because it's interesting here because I think Knobloch finally realized, and because Connor Murphy's going to come into the screen, okay? So they're obviously going with 2 defensemen. Roll it, Coop. And here we are. So right now it's a puck battle in the corner in the Oilers zone. That's Draisaitl, okay? It's a 2-on-4, Joaquin.
Yeah.
It's a 2-on-4. Bush fans on the shot, then it goes right to Eichel. It's just, these are the mistakes that keep costing the Oilers. It didn't last night. Fair enough. But this just can't happen, Joaquin.
Well, I mean, you don't want to pick guys but this is going for a skate. McDavid, if he just stops in front there, like boom, stop, instead of that big long circle around, and then he's got to run back in. So it's just recognition of what's going to happen. You know, the puck, it's in the corner. Where's it going to go? I mean, maybe when you look at it, he's probably thinking Bush is going to rim it around and he's going to get it, right? But again, just play it safe here. Stay in front just in case you lose the battle, and you fight to live another day. If you just play the percentages and make sure that they don't have their best player, one of the best players on the planet, gets a chance all alone in the slot.
And you bring up a good point, because it looks like that's McDavid thinks Bouchard's going to. Bouchard should get him the puck.
He should get him the puck, but and that's the thinking. That's the subtle thinking that you have to make sure. Oh, there's a 50% chance I might get that puck. It's got to be 100%. in this situation. You got to make, if Bush does have the puck, I can easily vacate to the corner and pick it up anyways.
And with his speed, even if he stops in front, he can make it to the corner.
Yeah.
Coop, that's good. All right, so that was the bad from last night, and I found it funny because the broadcast was like, they got to be careful here on this power play. And I was like, they have the power play. They'll be fine. And then they get scored on. I was like, oh, good point, boys. Good point. Let's look.
X-Ray J. Damn it, Gage. David isn't here for defense.
Whoa, it's the Bill Murray Space Jam. I don't play defense. I picked this goal, Joaquin. It's the 2-1. It's the 2-1 goal for the Edmonton Oilers. I just love the hustle. I was like, who the hell is that? That's not Podkolzin flying through the center of the ice.
How fast was he? He blew the doors off both those Vegas defenders.
He made them look bad.
It looked like a quarter-mile car.
Yeah, let's go, Coop. We can do it right now. Just off the face-off. I love the hustle, the read right there. Boom, boom, gets by both of them. And then to make the cheeky little move. And I love that Roslovic lets it slide in. I don't know if he meant to.
He didn't mean to. No, he didn't. He was like, I guarantee he went to the iPad right after and had a look and see if he did touch that because he was trying to put that in. But it probably felt like he did because he hit the post. But look at this. Just blows.
Yeah.
Like he's got room to spare. And I don't know, maybe Podkolzin was watching a little bit of Olympic curling because he has the perfect curl and weight with this.
Oh, yeah.
To the button.
And,
doesn't even hit the back of the net.
And that's McNabb and Rasmus Anderson. Two good defenders.
Yeah. And he just blows right by him. I like the look of this line. I really liked it.
There's something there, man.
Yeah.
Even if Savoy replaces Podkolzin for a few shifts, I don't mind it either. But I get why Podkolzin plays with Leon Draisaitl. And good for Vasily Podkolzin. Career high in goals, 15, Joaquin.
Yeah, I said it last night with Tommy. It's tied for the league with all of Vancouver's top goal scores too. Great year for him. Great signing. He's really turned into a good player. But doesn't he remind you a little?
That's good, Coop.
Of a Zach Hyman there.
Yeah, he does. He just doesn't have the Hyman finich, and maybe it'll come to him.
Probably does.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more confidence and stuff, and he could. He's Hyman light.
Hyman light. He's been. You know what's funny too, because he fell out of favor in Vancouver. This is when I think of a Rick Tocchet player, it's Vasily Podkolzin.
But again, it'd be fun to talk to someone in Vancouver again because it would help our fans because they're just probably miserable that they don't have Vasily anymore. But I wonder what role he was thrust in. Was it the? I know he played top six here, but he came to Edmonton as a bottom six guy.
Yeah,
and was just trying to get from one shift to the next. A lot kind of similar to what we've seen with young Matt Savoy too. The realization that, hey, I belong in the league. I am an NHL player. There's something that I can help my team win hockey games. My skill set is unique where I'm a valued commodity on my team. So two really good players, two players, when you look to other guys in the roster of the Edmonton Oilers that aside from the big dogs putting up all the numbers, I would have to say between, Savoy and Podkolzin are probably right up there with best seasons so far.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like I didn't expect this from Podkolzin, and he's opened my eyes. You appreciate the effort he gives, man. He's there for his team. He'll drop the mitts. He does it all. So that's a good get. That's one we got to give credit to in signing the extension because they brought him in once the Oilers lost Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg. And everybody was kind of like, really? This guy can't even crack the Vancouver lineup. But he's done a way to reinvent himself, too.
Durable. Yeah. Plays tons. I mean, if you're looking on par with Holloway, that's the first thing I look at is way more durable so far. Both good players. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. They're different, I think. But time will tell. I think it's a good move for both teams.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The afternoon inbox presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their Tap 25 restaurant where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Up next, we're going to head to Buffalo. What a story. The story in the NHL. I also want to say this, Joaquin. Don't look now, but the Winnipeg Jets are 5 points out of a wild card.
What?
Yeah, they haven't lost since coming back from the Olympic break.
What a season.
Yeah. So I got to ask you a question about that because it's very interesting if you're a Winnipeg Jets fan. What do you want? So stick around for that. Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report as we get a vibe check from Buffalo, the best story in the NHL. Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. And Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. Joe Yerdon on the other side of the break here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas. Here's Scoop.
A handful of games in the NHL. The Kings and Blue Jackets hit the ice at 2 o'clock. And later tonight, Ottawa and Vancouver matchup with Jake Anderson out week to week for the Senators with an upper body injury. He suffered that one Saturday against the Kraken. From Florida, Brad Marchand is out multiple weeks with a lower body issue and may require surgery. He last played March 6th. And ESPN has reported multiple signings in the NFL. Mike Evans expected to join the 49ers on a 3-year deal worth over $60 million. Elsewhere, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker Jr. has reportedly reached a 3-year deal with the Chiefs worth up to $43 million. Also, according to ESPN, the Colts have reached an agreement with Alec Pierce on a 4-year contract worth $116 million. Meanwhile, the Colts are shipping Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers for a late-round pick in this year's draft, AP sources say. To the NBA, 5 games on tap. Denver meets OKC while the Clippers and Knicks hit the deck to round out today's schedule. And in World Baseball Classic action, 1 game's live. Brazil trailing Great Britain 6-1, bottom 8th Canada. Back at it tomorrow when they challenge Puerto Rico. We talk some Sabres next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Hangout.
If any Edmonton Oiler fan, what would they say if Chiarelli got hired to be the GM of some team right now?
They would laugh at that.
They would laugh at that. So I'm laughing at it. But you don't make an absolutely useless, idiotic GM. You're GM. Like, why'd you fire Chiarelli? If you want a stupid GM that can't do anything right, keep Chiarelli.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc, we're the experts you need to know.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. The Oilers coming off a 4-2 win last night against the Vegas Golden Knights. Back at it tomorrow against the Colorado Avalanche. 8 o'clock start here in E-Town. Should be a fun game. We'll see if the Oilers can put together back-to-back good games. Like always, all our guests here on EST Afternoon are brought to you by Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. It's Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas here with you, and we bring in Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report covering the Buffalo Sabres, the hottest team in the league, the best story in the NHL. Joe! You got to tell me how the vibes are there in Buffalo right now. Holy.
I would have told you they were sky high even before last night's game.
Yeah.
They're deep into the solar system at this point. Holy smokes, man. What a game last night.
Yeah, let's start there. So many questions about this team, but just a great game, back and forth with one of the best teams in the East. Tons of fights, tons of goals, but just seeing the crowd and the vibe again in that building is just amazing. But that's got to be the game of the year in the NHL.
I bias included here. It has to be. I mean, I knew going into that game we were going to see probably some fireworks, given the way the game in Tampa went last week. You know, the Sabres really kind of hung it on the Lightning in that one. They get out 4-0 first period, and Tampa's, trying to scrap and get back into it. And, some rough stuff, classic kind of, late game nonsense. And you're like, let's see how this goes. But these two teams are really good. Mm-hmm. And you kind of had the feeling that they were going to both throw everything that they had at each other last night, given that, standings are tight again. Sabres are right there with Tampa. They're the new young upstarts, and Tampa is kind of like not quite the old guard, but they've been around the block and have been atop this division before. And boy, oh boy, I tell you, I did not expect to see what we saw last night. And all it takes is one hit and one play to kind of set everything flying. And Hagel with a hit from behind on Thompson really set it off. And you get Dahlin fighting after that play. You've got everybody scrapping, and then everybody wants a piece after that. And man, oh man, if these two teams meet in the playoffs, it's going, holy smokes.
Joe, like at the beginning of the year, there's always the optimism of what the Sabres were going to do. Are they a playoff team, asking ourselves? Then we get to a point and like, ooh, it looks like another rough season for the Sabres. But then you had the turnaround. So can you put your finger on what flipped the switch for the Buffalo Sabres this year to go from looking like another poor season to a season where they could come out of this as one of the favorites to challenge for the Cup now?
It's like the $1 million question with this group, because it seemed to come out of nowhere. And I think it all started when they headed out to Western Canada for a 6-game road trip. And they start out, they lose the first couple of games of that trip, and they go to Calgary and they lose an ugly game in Calgary. It was 7-5. They played poorly. Calgary didn't play very well either. Both teams tried to hand each other the win, and ultimately it was Buffalo just kind of giving it away all night long. And Calgary put 7 on you. No offense to the Flames, but
yeah.
Goal scoring has been trouble for them this season, and Calgary swept them this season, beating them 5-2 and then 7-5. So that game kind of served as a pretty serious wake up call, and I think it was at that point, because it was a 6-game trip, and you're thinking, boy, they need probably about 8 points to really kind of stay in the hunt to try to keep any hope of the playoffs alive. And that game happens. They win the next night against Edmonton. It was a close game, tight game, what have you. And, they win. They beat Vancouver. They beat Seattle. They come back home. They fire Kevin Adams, which I think that decision was probably made after the Calgary loss, to be quite honest. But they come home after that, and things just kind of snowballed. They played a really tough game against Philly. They played some other games where it's like, okay, well, that's 4. All right. 5. Okay. And then you get to 10 and you're like, okay, where'd this come from? And the losses have been so infrequent in between that. And, since that started, and it's belief, it's confidence, it's maybe some invigoration from seeing Adams get shown the door and Jarmo Kekalainen coming in. But but it's a lot of it comes to Lindy Ruff. You know, he's preached the same thing since he came in last season, and what he's taught has gotten through. I can't say it's kind of gotten through. It's gotten through,
Oh, yeah.
and these guys have bought in. And when you win games, it's a lot easier to buy in.
Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report joining us here on EST Afternoons. Joe, I have to ask you, though, you brought up Kevin Adams, and we were talking about this in the break. Like, I know Jarmo's there now, and, you know, he added some players at the deadline. He said all the right things in his press conference and all that. But this is a lot of Kevin Adams' team, is it not?
It's almost completely Kevin Adams' team. I mean, there are still some guys from previous regimes. You know, Dahlin and Thompson were under Jason Bottrell's watch. Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, this team is Adams' team. You know, from guys who were drafted here, guys who were acquired in trades or free agency or what have you. 95% of this team, 97% of this team is Kevin Adams, and that's what makes everything so strange. You know, on the outside with this whole thing, because you know this rise from Buffalo is just so. I mean, I guess it's unexpected, but it's just so out of nowhere, where it came from nothing. You know, they were last in the Eastern Conference, and now here they are, what, second, third best in the East. I mean, they're one of the top 5 teams in the NHL. I mean, it's I can't say it's unprecedented because we saw the Blues do it, but this is unheard of with this group. But this is Adams' team, and it's very. I'm sure it's a little awkward for Jarmo, but I mean, I can't imagine being Kevin Adams sitting at home and watching all of this happen and thinking, what, you know, if you just waited another week, he'd have the big grin and he'd be happy and everybody'd be like, see, I told you this was going to come around. But you know,
I always tell that a week away from a statue mold is what I'm at usually.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing though where you wonder, like, does this team take off if he comes back from that trip and he's still the GM? Does this, do things still unfold like that? You have to wonder, but like we're never gonna know. That's the whole thing.
Joe, let's talk about just the whole Parayko situation. Looked like the Sabres were gonna get Colton Parayko, and we were like, wow, that's a huge move. Last minute doesn't fall through, but you still get Luke Schenn and Logan Stanley. Is this kind of a blessing in disguise a little bit? Like when I look at it now, I go, gosh, that seems like a better deal than Parayko right now.
I think it is a little bit because it gives him more depth. And I think all the moves Jarmo made at the deadline were strictly for depth purposes. In Stanley's case, like he's going to play. Like he's going to be on that third pair. It's going to be him and Kesselring, I would assume, on that third pairing. And they'll actually get to play together. You know, Metza and Kesselring have been a pair for a few weeks here. They hardly ever play together. That's always, they get assigned out with the one of the other 4 lefties that they've got. But Stanley will play, whereas Schenn is the guy who's been around the block. He's been there. He's won cups. He's kind of a veteran guy that brings it together. Tanner Pearson's the same way. And, Sam Carrick's kind of a glue guy, fourth liner that's a very specialized use. And I think these moves were made specifically with the playoffs in mind, and specifically with making sure that they don't have to call on guys from Rochester to fill in the playoffs to try to come up and say, all right, young dude, whoever you are, whether it's Hellenius or Wahlberg or on the, up front, or, a Ryan Johnson on defense or somebody like that, and say, all right, buddy, go get him. It's game whatever of the first round and second round of the playoffs. We need you. Lindy's been down that road before where he's had to go digging deep into the depths to try to fill out the roster. And I think it was important for Jarmo. It was important for Lindy's sanity purposes to get some veteran guys there to back everybody up, because the depth, while it's been very tested this year, they've been sorting through injuries all season. You're only like an injury or 2 away from having to really dig into Rochester and have guys fill things out. And this time of year, when you haven't clinched the playoff spot yet, you're looking ahead to getting to the postseason. You don't want to have to lean so heavily on your young guys to kind of fill it out. So you get guys who know the business. You get guys who can handle their business. And if you gotta break them in, get them in there and get them going, then you don't feel you don't feel quite as torn about doing it just because you know that they've been there and done that.
Joe, the Oilers and Sabres made a trade a couple of years ago, and a lot of times you pick a winner and a loser when it's a trade, but we were talking about this also to kick off the show. Ryan McLeod for Matt Savoy. I think both teams won. I think both players are playing excellent for their team. Savoy is really coming into his own this year with the Oilers. He was their best player last night against Vegas. Ryan McLeod has 12 goals, 45 points. You know, he kills penalties. He's got that speed. It's just this one of those where both GMs are proud of the work they did because both players are working out in their new teams.
Yeah, and I think the key with Savoy was that I mean, obviously, Buffalo fans were really quick to jump on Edmonton for losing the quote unquote losing the trade because he didn't jump right to the NHL. He wasn't a big point producer right away. He wasn't it. He just wasn't there yet. But he's young. You know, it was a move that was made based on Buffalo having a lot of prospect depth and Buffalo having a very specific need that they had to fill. And McLeod took care of that. Like he was meant to be a number 2, number 3 center, most likely a 3. But with his specialization abilities to work for them to kind of change and make them better in ways that they were not good. You know, the penalty killing, the defense, the speed. These were things that they all lacked at the time when they added them. So from that point of view, it made a lot of sense. Did Kevin Adams think Ryan McLeod was going to be a 20-goal, 40, 50-point guy and lead the league in shorthanded goals at some point? Probably not. Maybe the absolute best case scenario, you think maybe he could do that, but I think he knew that he was going to get more minutes in Buffalo than he was getting in Edmonton. Because Edmonton, you guys are in a different spot. You guys are competing for cups. Buffalo is trying to get out of the depths. But with that ice time, McLeod's really taken advantage of it, and he's played great. And you look at the line that he plays on now with Jack Quinn and Jason Zucker, they just go. And Quinn's had his struggles, but he's still piling up points. Zucker's been incredible here in this season, and McLeod's been awesome. And and he's a real good room guy too. So like there's factors to that for how this worked out. But giving up Savoy was a hard give up. That was a hard guy to give up because that was a top 10 pick. But I think when they drafted Zach Benson the following year, they were teammates. They kind of said, "Hey, I think we got our guy that we were really excited about." But I think they were worried about how Savoy was going to handle things as a center. But I think Edmonton's playing him on the wing, aren't they? And that's working out okay. So yeah, so everything works out for a reason. And I don't know if the fans want to yell at each other still after all these years when everybody's happy. Let them have it.
Joe, this has been great. I'm just so happy for everyone in Buffalo, the media. It's been a long time, and in first place in the Atlantic, they will be going to the playoffs. That round 1 in Buffalo is going to be amazing. Thank you for your time, and I'm sure we'll have you on for round 1.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report covering the Buffalo Sabres, and what a story, Joaquin. It's just... It's true, though. Like, Kevin Adams probably sitting there at his
banging
cottage.
His head against the wall right now.
Like,
why?
Like Joe said, well, you could have waited one more week.
Wasn't his relationship with the owner quite close?
Yeah, that's why he was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, Joaquin, like Joe said, they started off with a horrible loss to Calgary, and then the ownership probably just, we can't do this anymore. We got to find a way.
Well, and this is back-to-back GMs without any experience too, right? Did they go with Botterill and then Adams? Is that?
Yeah, I think Botterill, was he an assistant maybe?
I think he was GM.
No, but before he got the GM job?
Oh, he could have been in like a hockey ops kind of level.
Role.
Yeah. I think Adams was too. But again, it seemed quick, right?
Yeah.
Usually they get the assistant GM title.
Yeah. And then you move up.
Because even when I remember talking to Bill Guerin about it, he wanted to get back in. It was scout, player personnel, hockey ops, assistant GM, right? The kind of corporate ladder of it all instead of just jumping in. Because I think that's valuable because then you know how every other department kind of works, right? And the buck stops with you, obviously, but I think you get a better idea of how to structure your your kind of company that way.
Yeah. Jack says, I think he was an assistant in Pittsburgh during their heights. Yeah, I think that's why he was like the hot target, right? When they brought him in there. So interesting times, man. It's gonna be wicked cool to see Buffalo back in the playoffs. That barn's gonna be rocking for game one.
I like the black jerseys too. I never did before, but
and I'll say this: Tampa Bay's lucky Stanley and Shen weren't playing. They're having visa issues and they still haven't been able to get down there. So hopefully they get back in the lineup quick. And I'll take 7 games of Tampa Bay and Buffalo Sabres, no doubt about that. Like always, we're coming to you live from the William Huff studio. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of Valley clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Hour 2, we're going to do some noticias. We're going to talk some NFL, what's going around in the racing world. And our good buddy Tim Rainey at 2:20 joins us to break down the Aussie GP that saw George Russell with the P1 and Kimi with the P2. And a lot of drivers didn't finish. One didn't even get to start, which is a little unfortunate. And we'll recap the fantasy league as well. Hernan's at the bottom. I had Piastri. So that's all you need to know. Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons with Joaquin Gage and Hernan Salas up next.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Matt Sakaris and Price podcast.
Think of who has won Stanley Cups at the goaltending position recently and some of the backstories there, right? Like Sergei Bobrovsky came back from the dead to win a couple of cups. Aiden Hill, like who do Aiden Hill? So if you told me Ingram was the next guy to do that, I would not be the least bit surprised.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss High Valley's signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff like face-off fried pickles and steins of Bud Light. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Five games on the NHL schedule. One game just getting underway between the Kings and Blue Jackets. And at 7 o'clock, Ottawa visits Vancouver with Jake Sanderson out week to week with an upper body injury that forced him to leave Saturday's game against Seattle. For the Panthers, Brad Marchand is out for multiple weeks, battling with a lower body issue and may require surgery. He last played March 6th. In the NFL, ESPN has reported multiple signings. Mike Evans expected to join the 49ers on a 3-year deal worth over $60 million. Meanwhile, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker Jr. has agreed to a 3-year contract with the Chiefs worth up to $43 million. And ESPN sources say that Alec Pierce has agreed to a 4-year contract with the Colts, worth $116 million. Plus, the Associated Press stated that the Colts are shipping Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers for a late-round pick in this year's draft. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood. And to baseball, a pair of games live. MLB spring training, top of the ninth. Toronto's next opponent, Atlanta, leads 9-8 over the Twins. The Jays and Braves play tomorrow. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoon starts right now.
It's hour 2 here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas, Zach Kubish with you. Reminder at 3 o'clock, it's the Reed Wilkins Show with Reed Wilkins and Jason Milne. They'll have a loaded show. They'll take you right up until 6. And then tomorrow, 6 to 6 once again. Dusty off, I think, for the rest of the week. J-Mo will be in on the morning show. And, of course, we'll have the All-Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Benny Thompson and Sean Bell starting at 7. It's a late one tomorrow as they're in Colorado.
On location tomorrow.
Is it?
Tommy?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Westgate? BP's?
Or is that Thursday?
Or is it Thursday?
I think it's Thursday.
What's today?
Monday.
Oh, today's Monday. Yeah, it is Thursday. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, Westgate. Tony will have more trade propositions for the summer for you.
And then on Friday, we'll be on location, Canadian Ice House as well.
Yes. Good stuff, Coop. Thank you for reminding me of all that stuff. And we have 3 hats left.
3 still?
Yes.
Did you check with?
I'll check with Maddie in the
Maddie?
break.
Maddie, we still got 3 hats?
1. We're down to 1.
See, that's why I said that.
Like always, hit us up on the River Korean box, 780-218-9999. The nasty chat and slam that thumbs up. What do we add here? It's 56. Not bad. Not bad. We need 44 more for 100. Let's get there. Don't be a pleasure delayer. All right, Joaquin, lots going on in the sporting world right now. Let's get to some news.
Este es su noticiero.
All right, Joaquin. So the Dolphins released Tua today. Guess this.
Is that surprising?
It's not like super surprising, but like he fell out of favor there. It's just the concussions have become a problem.
But remember we were talking about Hacksaw. I thought he said that this is... that's not the reason anymore. He's passed them all. He hasn't had one in a bit. But yeah, I'm always thinking it's the concussions. But anyway, go ahead.
But check this out, Joaquin. So after the start of the new league, we'll leave Miami with an NFL record $99.2 million in dead money against the salary.
He's going to get $100 million for leaving?
That's insane, man. How crazy is that? Now, listen, someone's going to pick him up. He might not be a starter going forward. He might. Who knows? But he'll find a team. He'll find his way.
Why not just go coach high school football?
I mean, you've made your money.
Yeah.
And your head, you got to protect that head, man.
Well, yeah. You got 100 million reasons what's it, especially with him, right? You saw him twice in that position with his hands like straight out.
And remember, Joaquin, I think it was the concussion, like 2 concussions ago. It wasn't even a hard hit.
No.
Yeah, that's what's concerning.
Didn't he hit it was his head hitting like he was tackled.
Yeah.
And his head hit the turf. That was it.
Yeah, and it wasn't hard either.
No.
Yeah, so interesting there. Of course, free agency for the NFL kicking off. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker, the running back, signing with those damn Kansas City Chiefs. Not happy about that. Not happy about that. Seahawks also lose good defensive back in Kobe Bryant. He signs a 3-year deal with the Bears. And Adam Schefter reporting, Buccaneers legend receiver Mike Evans signs a 3-year deal with the 49ers.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
33 years old, though. Injury prone. But you can get one good year out of him, buddy. That's all you need.
That's all you need. Looks like Travis Kelce's going to do one more year, too.
Yeah. Good for him. I mean, maybe run it back one more time.
You don't really want to go out like that.
No, you don't.
Right? And when you got Mahomes, there's always
a chance.
Yeah.
And now you got Kenneth Walker. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing here? All right. Also, you heard it already. We'll get to it. But Joseph Newgarden wins at Phoenix at the Good Ranchers 250 in Indy. It was a fantastic race. Ryan Blaney wins at the Phoenix as well. The Straight Talk Wireless 500. The first driver to win a NASCAR race outside of Tyler Reddick. So good for Ryan Blaney, Mr. Mustache Man there. And in F1, George is the man right now. He is the man. Kimi P2, Ferrari 3 and 4. And then to round up the top 5 was Lando Norris. Max, who he just shows how great he is. He started at the back of the grid, finished
20
6.
to 6, man.
Yeah, like he's outranked. Kudos to the rookie Arvid Lindblad, P8, getting points there. So overall, Joaquin, did you enjoy the race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really did. I found it quite interesting. There was drama throughout the whole weekend. Aston Martin, what are they going to do? It was cool to see Cadillac, you know?
Yeah, it was.
It was kind of neat. The Racing Bulls, unbelievable. And then you had all the question marks. What was going to be the difference between qualifying and the race? Like, what was going to be the race pace? And we saw, and I was worried. I'll be completely honest, just reading everyone and how upset everyone is about this battery and having to slow down and recharge it and stuff. But part of me is I think I'm enjoying it because it actually provides more racing.
Yeah.
And the strategy of having to take over, when to use the battery, when to hold back, right? So I'm fascinated how the evolution of that is going to take place. Everyone says, and it looks like it, like Mercedes has a dominant. They have a rocket ship right now, and I think it was Tim on his last podcast was saying the gap is a lot less cavernous than what it was last time that the regulations were changed. You saw just Red Bull was crazy. Ferrari was good too, obviously, but there was a massive gap, and there's multiple teams up there right now, and it was fun. It was nice to see actually, Lewis Hamilton actually smiling at the end of a race, and he wasn't even on the podium, but he mentioned, it looked like from the data that I would have had Charles in 6 laps. Right?
Yeah. That's
if there was 6 more laps.
6 more laps, and a good battle between Russell and Leclerc. Awesome.
Oh, that was the cat and mouse, and that, like, I can't wait till we see. There might be a situation within a few races where you're going to have 4 or 5 different cars, different teams, all battling, I think.
And after qualifying, I love Total Wolff's face when he looks at the camera. Like, he knows what he has.
Part of me, I like Toto. I like them all, but Toto's just been miserable for 5 years, And when he was, when I first kind of got a glimpse of Toto Wolff was Drive to Survive, but he was like the dark figure, like Darth Vader, just ruled the evil empire ruling, right? And then he got knocked down a few pegs from Christian Horner there. And part of me is hoping that you get Christian Horner back in here. Start yelling at Toto.
Because he's like a driver agent too, is he not? Toto Wolff?
Yeah. I think he's Kimmy's agent.
But he's also got guys on other teams, is he not? Yeah.
So, no, I think it's a huge success. I like the active arrow, the overtake button. Everything seemed to be really interesting about the whole race. Ferrari making a mistake again, from what it seemed like. I read Fred Vresser's thing, and he said it was optimal for them to stay out. But what's he gonna say? You know? So, but Yeah, and then it's another race week going into China with a completely different format that, from what I understand, is it's going to be a completely different strategy there too, which will be fun.
How much do you think Piastri, how pissed do you think he was of everything that went down over the weekend for him?
Just imagine you going back to Chile and doing sports talk radio and your mics die before your first show.
Yeah.
That's what it would be like, buddy.
Oh yeah, his home
race. Like how many Piastri signs and stuff are there?
Yeah.
They're hopeful. Like I guess there's only been 3 Australian winners of that race, or a guy's won it 3 times. And yeah, they were just thinking, oh, we got Oscar back. He was great last year.
Yeah.
And might a chance for it to see an Australian on the podium, which would be awesome. And then for him to just go out on the, not even on the formation lap. Was it on the formation lap? I think it was the Discovery lap. Yeah, it was the Discovery lap.
Yeah.
And so he and then he puts it in the wall, which is just
I was watching it, like kind of, we had I had my parents over and stuff, so we were kind of chatting, and I see just Piastri in the wall. I'm like, where? How? The race hasn't even started. And I was like, oh man.
See, for one of my teams, I'm watching free practice 3. Right? And I see Kimmy go into the wall. And I'm like, oh, got to change my team. And I said, well, if he starts at the back and that thing's a rocket ship and he moves up and he gets to the front, because you get a point for every overtake too. So I was trying to maximize my points, but then I got to it. I go, what did I do? And then you see Mercedes, those guys, it looked like bees in a beehive, them trying to get that car back together. And without Piastri going out, I don't think Kimi gets into qualifying.
No.
Right? So I got super lucky there.
They did a great job getting his car back.
And not only that, they were talking about how, because putting it back together like that, you're probably not putting it back together with with close to the same setup that Kimi had it at for qualifying. Right? So, and he goes out there and puts it on the front row. Crazy. He's crazy talented, man.
Oh, man. I'm just looking at fantasy. So after week 1, Mike Cannon first, Old Gill second, Joaquin Gage third, Dave McKinnon fourth, Beaumont back up 5th.
That's right.
I'm 14th and 19th. 19th. I'm still right there. I saw some guys already using chips.
What?
Yeah.
Who's using chips?
I think Barry used the chip.
Barry used a chip?
Because he had a double 2 times. So he double points or the boost.
Did he really?
Yeah. I saw his team had it twice. So he must have used one.
Barry.
Barry.
All fat and sassy.
He's feeling good, buddy. He's feeling good.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, it's tight. A lot of
gonna have to make a lot of changes, Joaquin.
We'll overthink it to death, I'm sure. But yeah, good job, Old Gill and Mike Cannon.
Yeah.
And myself. P1, P2, P3.
Yeah.
But it's tough because the reliability is going to be an issue here. And obviously when guys don't finish races, it's negative points too.
Yeah.
That's what kills you.
And I had Hajar on both teams.
Ugh, God.
Jen says, no, he didn't. Because I saw on his team, he have the 2X that you put to a driver. He had it twice on one team. Can you do that?
No.
Oh.
It's probably for just both his teams.
Maybe it was just a fudge up, a glitch. Okay. I thought I saw that. I'm not accusing it. Chips are there to be used. I'm not saying anyone's cheating, right?
What's Jen? Is she the race engineer? What is
She's the
strategist?
What do you call it? What is Adrian Newey now?
No, well,
team
Barry's got to
principal.
be the team principal, or maybe she is the team.
No, I think
principal.
Jen's the team principal.
Barry's the rear jack man.
Where is Barry in the top? Did I say Barry in the top 5?
No, he's
he's 8th.
He's 8th.
It's still early.
Very early. A lot can change.
Lots can change. Well, look at you, Joaquin. You're 18th. I'm 19th.
I know.
Cool. I'm going to look at your team later.
Are you?
I'm going to look at your 3rd place team and copy it.
My 3rd? Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I got to make changes to that team, though.
Because you're in 3rd.
Got lucky. Got lucky a little bit.
Yeah. Did you have Ferrari?
No.
How'd you do it then?
Mercedes.
You had both guys?
No, just Kimmy.
And the constructor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got to do. I got to swap out some guys. And I like Hajar, though, and he had good qualifying.
Yeah, you got to look at the price of guys, too. You can't, you got to buy low, sell high.
No. Well, I knew Cadillac and Aston Martin were going to be crap, so I didn't want to take any of them. And they're low.
But do you take one now when they're dirt cheap?
Yeah.
And if Aston Martin comes back, and all of a sudden they're just super expensive, and you sell them.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's why I love it, man, and that's why I stress out. I stress out more than I should with this damn league. But,
I know.
And I did my team an hour before qualifying. I almost forgot.
I was actually going to text you just to say, because I didn't see your team in there. I go, what are you? I go, is he he's probably sitting on his patio with a mega pint of red wine and a dart. He's forgotten to submit his team.
And then my team wouldn't show up once I submitted, so it took a while.
It's weird. When one thing I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? And this is one thing for everyone listening or using the F1 Fantasy. If it's not working from your laptop or vice versa from your phone app, go back to either one. Like it wouldn't work on my home computer.
Yeah.
But it worked on my phone for some reason.
Yeah.
Do your stuff early too, because this site, although it's pretty good, sometimes I think they get so much traffic before races with everyone trying to adjust their teams that it crashes and you can't get in.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I'm warning you now.
Well, it's funny because my cousin in Chile, he was posting his fantasy team from the same site.
Was he?
Yeah, like they're big because F1's huge in South America. Yeah. So we were texting back and forth about our teams and all that. Hey, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Proud to present Unified MMA U68 Friday, March 27th. Tickets are available. All you have to do is go to the River Cree Ticketmaster box office, and they're starting at $89.25. Keep the F1 conversation going as our buddy from TSN and Nailing the Apex podcast, Tim Rainey, joins us next here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
Five games on today's NHL schedule. One game live. The Kings and Blue Jackets scoreless midway through the opening frame. And at 7 o'clock, Ottawa plays Vancouver. Jake Sanderson out week to week with an upper body injury that forced him to leave Saturday's game against Seattle. And for the Panthers, Brad Marchand is out for multiple weeks, battling a lower body issue and may require surgery. He last played March 6th. In the NFL, ESPN has reported multiple signings. Mike Evans expected to join the 49ers on a 3-year deal worth over $60 million, and ESPN sources say that Alec Pierce has agreed to a 4-year contract worth $116 million to stay with Indianapolis. Plus, the Associated Press has stated that the Colts are shipping Michael Pittman Jr. to the Steelers for a late-round pick in this year's draft. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood to the World Baseball Classic. Cuba and Puerto Rico have first pitch 5 p.m. Both teams 2-0 with Canada challenging Puerto Rico tomorrow evening. Tim Rainey joins us next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Spring. Ready to start your spring organizing? Create space in your garage, closets, and basement with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Multi-platinum country superstars High Valley return to the River Cree Resort and Casino March 21st. Don't miss Parlay's High Valley signature fusion of contemporary country and traditional bluegrass. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Edmonton, be part of history. Support Canada Soccer's men's national team as they battle Uzbekistan in the final send-off series ahead of the FIFA World Cup. Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
Rolling along nicely on this Monday afternoon. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. And the Oilers are coming off a 4-2 win over the Vegas Golden Knights last night. Back at it on Tuesday, then Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. I am pretty sure they return home. It's going to be fun. It's a stretch drive right now, Joaquin. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas here with you. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to Screw It, Let's Do It Parlay was voided on Friday. You got your money back because Piastri didn't make it to the little formation lap, so he was out. And then we'll have another Screw It, Let's Do It Parlay today as we're good to go. Our good buddy from Nailing the Apex podcast and TSN F1 IndyCar Insider, Tim Harani, joins us now on the Oil Country Towing Video Hotline. Tim, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks, guys. How are you?
We're doing excellent. We're just going over our fantasy teams. Not a good start, Tim. Not a good start. Thanks.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. Joaquin's in the top five. The
top
bottom
three,
five.
actually, but well, whatever.
Top three, sorry. No, but Tim, lots to get to, man. I mean, listen, I know there's a lot of pushback from the drivers. They're not happy, but I got to admit, this was a really fun race to watch. You saw Mercedes go 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. A little bit of a disappointing day for McLaren with Piastri not being able to race on race day. Your overall thoughts of the Aussie GP here?
Yeah, I thought it was good. You know, there were some entertaining parts to it. And I think, you know, the end result of Russell getting the victory, I mean, he did drive well in the last half of the race to keep the hard tire alive. I thought, like, you know, the start was interesting. I didn't mind the back and forth up to a point.
Okay.
And then it kind of became a little like, okay, why can't, like, Leclerc can't pull a gap here like this. Like, you're just waiting for George to have a fresh battery to make another attack, right? So there wasn't the essence of motorsport Formula One when you're kind of like you fight hard to get the lead. When you get it, then it's time to start tapping out a pace and start trying to opening up the gap and concentrating and understanding that you need to keep that level of concentration for 10 laps so you can open up that gap and trying to make it a little bit wider, and you take the risks when you need to take the risks, and you be brave when you need to be brave. So there's a little bit there that I think needs a little work, but overall it was an entertaining race for sure. Mm-hmm. What did you guys think?
I mean, Tim, I thought it was great off the start. I kind of enjoyed the cat and mouse of it all. It seemed to me that the cars, for the most part, could follow behind one another for a longer length of time. The battery recharging was so fascinating to me. That's kind of one of my questions. So Are different tracks this year going to be better suited for teams because of the car and where they can maximize the battery recharging for certain parts to use the battery deployment on straights?
So I'll try not to get too in the weeds with it. Like, I've become pretty knowledgeable with this regulation because I've spent, 2-3 months working on them, trying to figuring them out, speaking with engineers, speaking with team bosses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so you're basically, what you're going to start having is teams trying to figure out where best to use deployment. And when you're having the engine harvest the energy and where your deployment will be for attacking and defending. And that's done by the software. That's done by the software that the teams have developed for the power units. And it's done through machine learning to get you there. So if you go back to qualifying, and actually Charles Leclerc is on record of saying it, so you could just go back to the post-race press conference, and he actually does mention that the reason they didn't have a great Q2 and the reason that they suffered so much in Q3 was because of the software learning that happened in Q1 that affected the Q3.
Mm.
And because it's based off of your last laps. So if your last laps are in Q1 and they were good laps, it doesn't account for the on-track evolution of the track itself. And you have to be out there circulating to get that data. So there are some things with the regulation that do need to change, for sure. And we are going to see some form of change. It's going to be important for teams to get out on the Fridays and get as much track running as possible. I'm actually really surprised to see Orlando Norris finished, considering he didn't have a lot of track time.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed a lot of track time. They're still trying to understand the Mercedes power unit. Mercedes, obviously the HPP built all of Mercedes's engine, gearbox, powertrain, battery, MGUK, and then obviously they build their own software as well. But when you hand that over to McLaren, it's giving them the power unit, giving them the battery. McLaren makes their own gearbox. And then on top of all that, they're putting in components of their own in terms of the software. And they're not getting probably as much data as they would like from Mercedes to try and refine the overall package that they have. So when people say, okay, well, McLaren was like 50 seconds back of Russell, okay, well, why was that? And how fast can that change? And that's where the development curve, the understanding, and the learning is going to come into play as the season progresses as well. So you're going to see these big swings. So we're going to go to China next. It's going to be a sprint weekend. What you do on Friday in that pre-practice session is going to be imperative for how you tackle your sprint weekend. I could see the sprint race just being a general test, like teams just being like, okay, whatever, we're just going to run this as a test, and we're going to learn whatever we can and try and prepare ourselves for the Grand Prix, right? And then when you get to the Grand Prix, how much energy is the car going to have to be able to pull off an overtake? So when you're deploying, if you're in overtake mode, see, this is where I'm talking about getting into the weeds. If you're deploying, like you're deploying, the 350 kilowatts that's available to you in an 8 megajoule worth of storage inside of a battery, but that needs to be harvested. So that's when we got super clipping, we have lift and coast, you're using the braking to try and generate as much rechargeable energy you can throw back into the battery to have better deployment. So that's why we were seeing cars slowing down on straightaways. Yeah. I mean, I think like George Russell was downshifting on a straightaway. Yeah. So these are these are some things that are going to definitely be discussed after China. We may see some changes, and let's see how China goes. I still just want to. I personally still want to see more races to get a better feel for where this regulation is truly at, because everything is going to change with every racetrack that we go to. What you saw in Australia, I don't think you're going to see that in China.
Yeah.
And the better these teams get at understanding harvest, deployment, recharge, the derating, that sort of yo-yoing effect, it's probably going to be trimmed down significantly. So, you saw George and, Charles have that battle back and forth. The better the teams get at learning the technology, the software understanding, probably the less we may see of that.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Haraney from TSN and Nailing the Apex podcast joining us here on EST Afternoons. Tim, you might not have an answer for this, but just with everything going on in the Middle East there, is there any update on the races in Bahrain and all that? Are you hearing anything?
I haven't heard anything as of yet. There is going to be a team principal and Formula One meeting on it and what's going to happen. I have heard some things, but again, nothing is confirmed at this moment. Usually I just now have to sit back and wait to see what F1's going to do about those two races. If they lose 2 races off the calendar for this year, it trims it down to 22. I still don't think that's a bad number to have. I mean, clearly, F1 probably won't get the money for those races coming back in. But again, I think where that would set the calendar, I don't think it'd be tough for them to add 2 races back, because, once we start getting into May, we go to Miami, there's a week off, then you're in Canada, then there's a week off, then you're into it. You're Monaco, you're Spain, Austria, and then boom, 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 all the way through the European season. And then you've got 3 weeks off in August for your summer break. And then you're kind of back into it in September. So the calendar's, it's really well done. It's very well put together, being in different hemispheres. But I just don't, I think it would be really difficult to fill those 2 races back in.
Tim, Ferrari, was that a bad decision not to pit at least one of them on the virtual safety car?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, there's been a lot of debate about it online. And I was on SportsCenter talking about this, and there's a couple of factors I think that go into it. I think first and foremost, when Hadjar's car comes to a stop on the back straightaway between turns 6 to 9, George, I think, has an understanding of hey, when the VSC gets thrown here, he sees Hadjar where he is. He's like, that's going to take a while for it to get cleared up. I'm going to have a chance to box.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to know for Ferrari, if Ferrari pits, does Mercedes pit? Because at that point you're conceding track position and you're conceding the lead of the race, and you don't know when that VSC is actually going to end. I mean, Leclerc wasn't very critical about Ferrari at all with not pitting him. Same with Fred Vasseur, and neither of those two had spoken to each other before they went and did media. And so that kind of tells you right there that neither one of them are really frustrated about that call. And
maybe they're just used to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be, but it's tough to give up track position, right? You're literally, giving up the lead of the race. And we've seen other teams do that before in the past, right, guys? We saw Qatar last year. I mean, we saw what the McLarens did, right?
Yeah.
It's it's really difficult to concede track position. And so I think Ferrari did the right thing. The one thing that, and I even spoke with some people at Mercedes about this, is the fact that George was able to keep that hard tire alive. Because they actually were anticipating him to have to do another stop. He did a good job of keeping that thing going. Mm-hmm. And even Pirelli, their prediction of how far that hard tire could actually go, George actually took it further. So I mean, it was a pretty impressive drive from Russell. I mean, even with the new regulation, having to drive a car differently, learn new things. It was still a very well executed race from George for sure. And yeah, I think for Ferrari, this is a great start for them. Like they're going to go to tracks where I think they're going to be in line for race victories. They have a really good chassis. I like what they've done with that car. I think they've got the best chassis on the grid. Maybe not the best engine, but I think they've got the best chassis. Can they have a better engine? Yeah, for sure. That can definitely happen. It probably will. And as we move through this season, I know seeing Australia is one thing, but it's like I said, the more tracks we go to, the more teams are going to have different levels of advantages and things that they're good at. Mm-hmm. And so we won't just see Mercedes. Mercedes will always be around, right? They're always going to be in the conversation, but there's going to be tracks where we go to where they're not going to be dominating. There's going to be other teams that are going to take pole. There's going to be other teams that are going to get into the mix. And so it's going to be a development battle. There's no question about it this season. And the development rate at which we're going to see with these cars is going to be, it's going to be wild. It's not like the old Formula One, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's even if you go back to 2022, right? Ferrari started with the advantage. Ferrari was the one that was leading the way, and then you had won that year. Yeah, exactly, right. But Red Bull did such a great job with unleashing their updates, being aggressive with updating the car, and Max making it work, and that's how they came back. That's how they fought back and won that championship. And so the similar type of a thing is going to happen here. Mercedes has got this advantage right now, but everybody else is going to catch, and they're going to catch quick. And so I know everyone was worried sort of after qualifying and after the race, but I'm no, just wait. This is going to be a big development season. And I think that's a big thanks to the cost cap, in all honesty. Yeah.
Tim, one last one for you. We saw something pretty cool in the racing world this weekend with Indy and NASCAR, both racing at Phoenix Raceway. The Indy race was fantastic. Joseph Newgarden picks up the win there, and it was just cool to see the cross of the drivers. Right, you had the NASCAR guys up in the booth for the Indy race. Same thing on Sunday with the NASCAR race. Just an overall pretty cool weekend for both those racing. And what did you make of the Indy race though? Because Palou was out early after going into the wall, but Joseph Newgarden, a guy that's been around a long time, I wouldn't say comes out of nowhere, but really pushed it on those last two laps. And unfortunate for Christian Rasmussen, who is an absolute beast, right?
Yeah, same with Will Power too, right? Yeah. I mean, those two kind of having their own little battle, and Will just having a horrendous weekend altogether for Andretti. I mean, that was tough for him, but I thought it was a really good race because usually I find the oval in Phoenix a little bit boring because I've raced on it before. I've raced on it in Formula cars as well. I mean, it is a little daunting at first, but once you kind of get into it and get into a rhythm, it's not too bad. But the passing is quite difficult sometimes as well. But I thought it was a good race. And it's interesting you say the NASCAR IndyCar sort of team up. If you go back to I want to say 2005, 2006, 2007. In and around there, 2004 as well. I remember because I was racing in Champ Car Atlantics. And I was a part of the Renault driver development program, and then swapped over to doing the North American stuff in Champ Car. And that was kind of that was kind of open wheel racing on this side of the world at its bottom. The bottom is you couldn't go any lower than that in terms of interest in fans and engagement. And one of the things that us as drivers were really trying to tell the series was why aren't we talking to NASCAR? And why aren't we trying to partner up? Yeah, that's fine. We'll do a race on a Saturday. Whatever. We should be trying to do these cross promotion things so we can get the series up and back onto its feet again, because it had been devastated by the split between IndyCar and and then it went off and formed IRL and Champ Card. And so it's good to see that they're finally starting to do that. I think when motorsports, like some motorsport entities, like they look at their competition, right? And granted, like NASCAR is its own thing, right? It's a different type of racing. It's a different type of sport. And so is IndyCar. But that doesn't mean you can't team up with these things. Like that shouldn't detract you from teaming up, because you got NASCAR, who's got a massive following, huge fan base, lots of viewership. You got IndyCar that's just chipping away, keeps getting there, keeps growing over years. But if you want to supercharge that, then yeah, you should be partnering up with other series that are bigger than you. So I think that was a smart move. I actually really have to really commend IndyCar for doing that, because I think in years past they probably wouldn't have.
No, it was great. Yeah, like you said, Tim, it was fantastic to see the crossover there, and it seems like they all had such a great time just watching each other in their
and
their
if you're a fan,
yeah,
right. Like think about what the fan is getting. Like the fan, you're going to pay. I mean, whatever. I don't even know what the tickets were, but let's just say $65, right? You're going to pay $65. You're going to go on a Saturday. Like you're going to go all weekend. Saturday, you're going to get to see a really great IndyCar race, and on Sunday, you're going to get to see the NASCAR race. That's incredible.
Oh, 100%.
So it's great. That's like for a fan. Like that's the best bang for your buck you can get. So I mean, I think it was a good move by IndyCar and NASCAR to do that.
Tim, you're the best. Enjoy the race this weekend in China, and I'm sure we'll chat again, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks again, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. That's Tim Hraney from TSN Nailing the Apex podcast. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Get lucky at the CBH this St. Patrick's Day, March 13th to the 17th. Enter to win a trip for two to Ireland and celebrate with green beer, Guinness, and Jameson shots. Don't miss the party at the Canadian Brewhouse. Up next, we will get to the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay, and this just dropping. Adam Schefter has it. Tua has a new home. Sounds like he's going to the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, good.
Two lefties there, which is a pretty smart move there again.
There was a good lefty that was there for quite a long time.
Who?
Vic.
Oh, yeah. Michael Vick, the most exciting player in Madden history. Yes, sir. Okay, we're back with Screw It, Let's Do It parlay here on EST Afternoons.
Breaking news coming from the NFL. Adam Schefter reporting that ESPN sources say former Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa plans to sign a one-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. Back in Miami, Malik Willis, ESPN reporting that he's joining the Dolphins on a 3-year deal worth over $67 million. In other news, ESPN sources say Alec Pierce has agreed to a 4-year contract worth $116 million to stay with Indianapolis. Meanwhile, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker Jr. has reportedly reached a 3-year deal with the Chiefs worth up to $43 million. 5 games on today's NHL slate. First intermission between the Kings and Blue Jackets, 2-1 for the Kings. Connor Garland, the most recent goal scorer, his first as a member of Columbus. A handful of games in the NBA. Denver meets OKC. Utah and Golden State battle while the Clippers and Knicks hit the hardwood. Toronto matching up against Houston tomorrow. And in the World Baseball Classic, Cuba and Puerto Rico have first pitch 5 o'clock. Both teams 2-0. Canada's back at it tomorrow, challenging Puerto Rico. This Sports Update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. The Screw It, Let's Do It parlay up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
The road to the FIFA World Cup runs through Edmonton. See Canada Soccer's men's national team before they take on the world this summer. Canada versus Uzbekistan. June 1st, 7 p.m., Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brewhouse now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Final segment here on EST Afternoon. It's been a fun show. Thank you for tuning in. Always appreciate it. While you're watching or listening on iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And of course, if you're watching us, slam that thumbs up. What are we at here? 74, 26 away. Can we do it in 5 minutes? I don't know. Okay, boys, let's get to the screw it. Let's do a parlay. Friday was a wash due to Piastri crashing. And what's that lap called? It's before the formation lap. It's the...
Discovery lap or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's the Discovery lap.
Yeah.
He went in hard. He
discovered he couldn't drive.
All right. Who wants to go first, fellas?
Well, I'm looking at this Knights Stars game. Knights played last night going up against the Dallas Stars in Dallas. I think I might go. Oof, that's a fat, juicy number.
That's tomorrow.
Was it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
There's 4 games because the ones.
Oh, it is. Sorry.
No worry. Oh, yeah, the song, Coop.
It was on the list. Oh, I took it down.
We need a huge baby. Okay.
Okay, let's. That one's out the bag. Let's go Sens cover the spread.
Okay. Sens to cover. What you got?
The Utah Mammoth and Chicago Blackhawks 6:30 puck drop out in the Windy City. Clayton Keller, in 7 of his last 8 games played, he has at least a point, 5 multi-point games in that stretch, 1 game with 3 points at least, 3 goals and 10 assists for 13 points total, 3-game point streak for him, 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points. And against the Blackhawks, he has 25 points in 24 games, 13 goals. I'm going to say he gets 1 point against the Blackhawks.
Way to show your work, Coop.
I know. This is supposed to be the screw it. Let's do it for
Well, I want to hit, guys. I want to make money.
Wow.
Come on,
Good
boys.
for you.
Okay. I'm going to take a Dylan Cousins point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's hot, too.
Yeah, very hot.
Okay, so Sens to cover, Keller point, Cousins point. There you have it. Screw it. Let's do a parlay. So, Joaquin, we only got about 3 minutes, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter about Elliot Friedman's podcast. 32 Thoughts?
32 Thoughts.
And I guess, listen, I'm just going off what people are putting on Twitter. And I'm trying to find it, and I cannot find it. It's pretty much, I guess he's saying that Jari got into it with some of the players in practice. And that's kind of led to a little bit of a disconnect, and they're still trying to get used to each other.
You can see that.
you can definitely see that.
Yeah, you could see it. When did the first kind of chink in the armor was that game they won, and Bush got the hat trick, and Jari was just leaning up against the post because he was pissed about the garbage time goals that he was allowing. That was the first time that I would like, geez, he didn't do anything there. That was the first bit of it.
Like he wasn't happy.
No.
Yeah. And he also had the comments that one post game that,
and then that came next, right? So
because then Draisaitl had something to say.
Man, it's hard sometimes because you're emotional. Sometimes the feelings get to. I think Mike Smith had some run-ins with guys too about that stuff. He would always look at guys but Mike Smith always backed it up too. Whenever he had one of those games, he would come back and kind of put his money where his mouth is too. Jari's you can say whatever you want. You can do all that stuff and get in guys' faces, but you also can't let a softie in from the outside too, right?
Yeah, you can't be calling out when you're part of the problem too, right? So I found it, and this is from on Twitter. It just says, Bleed Oil Blue puts, Elliot Friedman had some interesting comments on the Oilers today. On 32 Thoughts, Friedman said he heard Jari got into it with teammates at Oilers practice and mentioned that Jari and the team are having challenges getting used to each other. He also added that the Oilers want more players taking ownership of the results down the stretch. Wow.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you're paying attention to this team, you could see there's a bit of a disconnect with Jari. You can just see it.
Yeah.
So he was laughing on the bench yesterday, so having a good time.
Was the only one laughing.
Yeah, now everybody's reporting the what Elliot Freeman's reporting there. So I mean, Elliot knows he's not going to put stuff out there like that if there's not some sort of truth to it. But fun show. Big shout out to Joe Yerdon from the Bleacher Report talking Buffalo Sabres. What a story in the NHL. And our good buddy. If you love racing talk, you got to listen to Tim Hurraney. He's absolutely fantastic. Tomorrow, we already got a Colorado Avalanche guest. We'll tee up the game and we'll decide where else to go. Maybe some NFL talk. We got the World Baseball Classic ongoing as well. So lots of fun still to come. Don't go anywhere. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up with the Reed Wilkins Show. For Joaquin Gage and Zach Kubish, I'm Hernan saying enjoy your Monday. We'll talk tomorrow. Chowders.